This is an exciting time for the Civic Association's 76th season with our sponsorship program growing. We're pleased to announce the newest sponsor, the Fortin Foundation of Florida. They're the sponsors of the newscast that we bring you week after week this season. We extend our gratitude to the Fortin Foundation of Florida. And now, our newscast. I'm Tim Malloy with the Palm Beach Civic Association, and we begin with the town's massive undergrounding project, and it is not pretty. It is over budget, it is nearly a year behind, and it has ground to a halt in the Phase 3 South section. 20% of the property owners along the estate section from Worth Avenue South to where County Road meets Ocean Boulevard have refused to grant easements to allow the heavy construction needed to bury the power line. Members of the Town Underground Utilities Task Force are scratching their heads as to how to motivate these homeowners to grant the easements so Phase 3, which is already a year behind schedule, can move ahead. Task Force members trying to put a positive spin on a challenging situation discussed giving public recognition to the community-oriented cooperative spirit of the 80% of property owners who have granted easements. If the holdout property owners continue to refuse construction easement access, Town Manager Kirk Bluen says he'll have no other choice but to skip Phase 3 South for now, moving forward to Phase 4 of the 8. The consequence of that option would be that homeowners in Phase 3 South would not see their power lines buried underground until 2025. Want to talk about it? A lot of people do. A little bit later on in the newscast, we'll poke our heads in on an early morning coffee meeting with the people in charge of the undergrounding project. Stay tuned for that. Packing fishing poles and semi-automatic weapons, a Second Amendment advocacy group called Florida Carry turned heads and stopped traffic over the weekend in West Palm Beach and in Palm Beach. It's not the first time they've marched in either towns, but police there wish it would be the last. Small in number, unfailingly courteous, carrying signs and packing weapons of war, the gun owners continue to flaunt a Florida loophole. It allows them to carry weapons if they're camping, fishing, target shooting, or hunting. They dangled lines but didn't get a nibble as they gathered just short of the middle of the Royal Park Bridge. The organizers of this demonstration, they've been at it for about a year and a half, say this is simply a demonstration of their right to bear arms, their Second Amendment right. But controversially today, Saturday, they walked through the Green Market in West Palm Beach to get here, full of kids and dogs and people shopping. Police didn't like that.
I definitely think there's been a vendetta towards me and Florida Carry. The fact that there was only 8 of us out here the last time we came, I don't know why it was such an upsetting thing for them. Nobody was hurt, nothing happened, and just like all these gatherings that we have, nothing happens.
Let me ask you this. People are going to look at that weapon and say, is that absolutely necessary to be carrying around
Absolutely.
in Palm Beach?
Absolutely.
You would walk down the street of Palm Beach and feel okay about that?
In Palm Beach, they have their own problems with crime. It would be imperative for anybody to defend themselves in which way they can. And that's what I would tell anybody. If you don't want to open carry, don't open carry. If you want to conceal carry, conceal carry. If you don't want to carry, don't carry. But what we do is we promote the right to carry, and that's what Florida Carry is all about.
The group spent an hour on the bridge and trailed away with no incident. The Palm Beach police had no presence on the bridge, but Chief Caristo and Mayor Coniglio have made it clear that the law that allows individuals to shoulder high-powered weapons and walk on public streets makes absolutely no sense. Councilwoman Maggie Zeidman.
Well, the Florida statute is written to protect people while they're hunting. Let's say you're in rural Florida, in the middle of the state, and you're quail hunting, and a bear comes upon you. You have to be able to protect yourself. So that's the intent behind the Florida statute. And that's what the Florida Carry people are trying to protect. They're trying to protect that right. It's given to them by the Florida statute. I get that. The council is trying to keep people within 1,500 feet who are open carrying from a school, a government building, a house of worship, a public beach, that you can't open carry within 1,500 feet of those institutions. So, and I think that makes sense.
We respect their passion for the Second Amendment and their right to defend themselves. But that's why we do what we do. Our job is to protect the community. And as much as we want everyone to enjoy their Second Amendment right, we also want to make sure that we're able to protect the community appropriately.
Formed in 2011, Florida Carry periodically sues municipalities and organizations that issue challenges to them. What if everything you did was intended to make the world a better place? That is the driving force, the beating heart of a remarkable member of the Healthcare Committee, Dianna Barrett. Here's her profile.
So I'm excited by solutions.
That was Dianna Barrett in a Skype interview explaining the organization she founded in 2005 called the Fledgling Fund.
We fund projects that we think have the possibility of changing the world in some way.
Case in point, listen as Barrett explains the Fledgling Fund's approach to supporting socially conscious films, with an example of how her organization backed a film called Born into Brothels.
This film was about India, and it just resonated. And I thought, wow, this really gives you an understanding of what really goes on in India better than anything I've ever read. And so we were just figuring out kind of how to start this little organization. So we put some money behind this film. And the film went on to win the Academy Award a year later. It was called Born into Brothels.
Pretty impressive for a woman who, as a child, didn't walk until she was 5.
I mean, without a doubt, polio was the most character-defining thing in my life. It certainly was defining, and it made me think that I better do something with my brain because it was going to be my salvation as I got older.
That she did. After earning an MBA and a doctorate from Harvard, she went on to a 25-year academic career at the Harvard Business School and the Harvard School of Public Health. As big picture as so many of Dianna Barrett's projects are, she's equally passionate about the community program she has spearheaded through the Civic Association Healthcare Committee. That's in conjunction with the town of Palm Beach, to train neighbors and friends in CPR and the use of an automated external defibrillator, an AED.
I put out 15 invitations to come and learn CPR in my house, and 15 people said yes, and 10 more said, why wasn't I invited?
With all of her energies directed at so many community, national, even international issues, she shares family time with her husband, Bob Vila, locally known as the head of ARCOM, the town's architectural committee, but globally recognized as the host of the PBS show, This Old House, and her 3 kids and grandkids. Still, she acknowledges there's tremendous value in friendship and community connection.
What's my tribe, you know? And Palm Beach it's hard to find your tribe.
Which is why Dianna Barrett says she takes away so much from her membership and the work she does with other like-minded members at the Palm Beach Civic Association.
It is still people working together around things that they care about, and there are not a lot of towns that have a civic association.
Our healthcare committee geared to making our town, Palm Beach, a healthier and better place. Civic Association very happy to announce that we're about to provide all residents, wherever they are in the world, a 24/7 live panoramic view of their town from up there. We are installing 2 cameras on top of the south tower of the Biltmore building here in Palm Beach. One will face the bridge and the Intracoastal, the other the ocean and the breakers. Through hurricanes and steamy summers and cool breezes of the season, they'll be up and running live on palmbeachcivic.org, so you can keep your eye on your town. As mentioned before, Coffee with the Crew, we stopped by for an early morning meeting with the people in charge of the undergrounding project. Here's a slice of the conversation.
Okay, well here we are at the Coffee with the Crew, the first one for the 2020 year. Happy New Year to everybody. What we do here at Coffee with the Crew is share the spotlight with our construction manager at risk. In this case, it's Burkhart Construction because we're up here in the north at the Pommel Way pump station here in Pommel Way Park. We do this meeting the first Monday of every month, so feel free to join us at 8 a.m. Also, part of this meeting is to tell the residents in the immediate area or anywhere we're working in town, there's no restriction as to who can come, where we are, and what we're doing. Today's discussion included our completion of the Phase 1 North area. That area is 99% complete. We're just doing a bit of street light replacements as our final action in Phase 1 North. That took us from the inlet south to Onondaga Avenue. Phase 2 North is moving along rather well as well. That takes us as far south as Ocean Terrace. Ocean Terrace north to Onondaga. That area is moving along. We are complete with all the conduit and all the drilling. The next major step, as soon as FPL allows us to move forward, will be energizing the homes one at a time. We'll always communicate that to the residents to make sure that no surprises occur, at least try to mitigate any surprises to the best of our ability. The next major area here in the north is Phase 3 North. Drilling for Phase 3 North is frankly just starting. We've drilled on Kenland Road and on Moraine Road, and the adjacent north-south streets as well, Ocean and Lake. And we are moving south one area at a time within the Phase 3 North area. Drilling will probably require another 6 months to complete. Once the drilling's done, we will pull all the wires through all the conduits. That includes AT&T, Comcast, and FPL. And then when all the wire's done, we'll start energizing the Phase 3 North area, probably sometime good 9 months from now, or whenever it will occur. The schedule will be tighter as time goes on. And we also talked about today in our Coffee with the Crew, our acquisition of easements in the Phase 4 North area. That area takes us as far south as Liss Road, on the north side of Liss Road. We are, I won't say it's an easy going. Collecting easements is never easy, but we are making progress, and we'll continue this project and continue moving south. And without going into too much detail, the same thing is occurring on the south end, moving north. I'll just say on the south side, on the condo, with the large condos on South Ocean Boulevard, we are nearly complete with that side of the project as well. Our next major step will be to pull all the poles down, and we'll see a really nice change in that area over the next 2 months. We hope to get the poles down in Phase 1 South, which takes us from the southern town limits north to Sloan's Curve. So that's our current update, and thank you for the moment, and I appreciate your time today.
To wrap up as we begin this new year in Palm Beach, at the recent holiday party, Palm Beach Civic Association asked some of our attendees what their best hopes are for the coming year. And here's some of what they had to say.
I hope they move along a little sooner on the undergrounding. That would be very nice. That is like a long program. Aside from that, everything else in the town seems very lovely. I can't think of any improvements because they're making them daily.
I love our mayor. We have the best mayor in Palm Beach County. Sorry.
We'd love to have the traffic problem solved and the parking. It's getting worse and worse, and it's getting more and more congested. So that's my #1 priority.
Hi, my name's Alan, and I would love to see more art for this year and also more inclusion, to be able to include more of the community with some of the more beautiful offerings that we have.
Peace, health, and happiness to everyone.
I'm Tim Malloy with the Palm Beach Civic Association, where membership matters. If you are a member, we hope you'll renew. If you're not a member, we'd love it if you joined us. We'll see you next week.